So several years ago, I met one artist, and he told me that he had one customer, and his customer had asked him to paint a painting. And it was a very beautiful painting, and he worked really hard on it. But in fact, that customer, someone that he had trusted, that he'd had over many, many years, deceived him. And he lost money. And after that event, the artist found that day in, day out, he would think about what had happened, and he couldn't sleep, he lost a lot of weight, he started to shout with his wife and children, and really his life became very, very difficult. And he woke up one morning and he thought, wow, if I keep going with this, so I'm going deeper and deeper into depression, I'm suffering, I'm creating these negative thoughts of resentment, feeling uncomfortable, acting in a negative way, and then I'm recording all these negative memories. And these memories are coming into my mind, and again, negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative behavior. So I'm spinning this negative cycle, and I have to get off. I have to get off the wheel, otherwise I'm going to damage myself. So he realized it very deeply that his customer had acted badly, and he was responsible. He, the customer, was responsible for his own behavior. Yet the artist was choosing to wake up every morning and create negative thoughts about it. So he himself was responsible for that. So he said, that's it. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I'm gonna let go. That's it. Yeah, as soon as he worked with letting go, he found on the other side, there was this voice that would come and say, why should you let go? He hurt you. He did something deceitful. Why should you let go? So the logical mind was saying let go, but the heart, the hurt and wounded heart, was telling him to hold on. A conflict then, right? It's like he was living in a conflict. So this is his story. How about yours? Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever lived in this story when your heart's saying, please, out of love for yourself, let go, but your wounded heart is equally on the other side telling you, no, it hurt, they deceived me, they did something bad. What to do? What could the artist do? What could each of us do when this happens? There are 4 beautiful steps that we can take. Very simple and very clear. I'd like you to imagine that a little child ran into this room. They were running very happily and playfully, but suddenly they fell over. They hurt their knees, maybe a little bit of blood, and they were crying. When you saw them lying on the floor crying, what would you do? Exactly, you'd go over, you'd gently pick them up, you'd sit them down, you'd treat their wounds, and you'd ask them if they were okay, and you'd listen to them with compassion. And in exactly the same way, this is what the artist needed to do to his heart. Because the heart is really like a little child. And right now, when the child is hurt, it needs a comforting touch, and it needs to be listened to. And I invite you now, let's go through the steps. So the first one is to listen, to sit with your heart as the artist did, and to ask it if it's okay. And to let the heart share how it's feeling. And as the heart shares, to listen. Just listen, to listen with love and compassion. Until the heart has spoken, until the heart becomes quiet. And as we listen, what is very, very helpful, another very special tool, tool number 2, is to breathe. It's amazing because What we do often when we're feeling something very uncomfortably inside us, we hold the tension in our body, the emotion in our body. So if, when you listen, you also breathe very deeply, you draw the air right down into your lower stomach. And when you breathe out, even a sigh, even breathing out with a sigh to let go of the emotion, that will really help loosen up what you're holding in the body. And I think all of us have like favorite places in the body where we hold emotion. Some of us, it might be the stomach or the shoulders. Some of us, the heart. Wherever it is, just allow yourself as you breathe to let go. So once the heart's been listened to, and you've breathed deeply as you listen, and the heart becomes quiet, you're ready then to go to the third step and tool. That is of having a compassionate response. And it might be a simple sentence such as, "Dear heart, I understand how you're feeling. I understand the pain that you're holding. I understand." And so with this compassionate response, you might repeat it several times to the heart, and then the heart will feel listened to and understood and accepted. And as the pain reduces, you're ready to move to the fourth step. And the fourth step is something very, very beautiful. It's a pathway of heart compassion. And what that means is that you create a beautiful pathway forward into the light. So it's a pathway of heart compassion. And what this means is you create a beautiful pathway forward into the present, out of the darkness of the past and into the light of the present moment. And so you simply invite your heart to step forward into the light at the present moment, and you ask your heart to look around and find something to be grateful for in the present. And by doing that, even if it's a little bit challenging in the beginning, as the heart finds something to be grateful for in the present moment, it automatically steps forward out of the past. It becomes free from it, and looking for grateful things and feeling them inside, having that gratitude builds up resilience and inner strength inside. And so then the heart will find it easier and easier when challenges come along in future, because it's got that resilience of gratitude inside. So we wish you well on your journey, and we wish you well of the healing of both the heart and the head. And so if those old thoughts come and try and knock on your heart again, don't let them in, don't open the door, and remind yourself you are now walking that beautiful pathway of heart compassion. So enjoy the journey. We love to hear what you gain from using these tools. So write to us, tell us your story, tell us about your gain and the pain that's released through living these tools. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel or Facebook. Thanks for being with us.
Nếu bạn đang cần một sự hỗ trợ sâu hơn để có một tương lai tươi sáng, chữa lành mối quan hệ và an toàn vượt qua mọi xáo trộn, hoạt động trải nghiệm Inner Me kết hợp nội dung thanh thăm cuối tuần là chìa khóa dành cho bạn vào lúc này.
4 tuổi không cất tiếng hát vì bị cô giáo chê. Tiểu học tim co thắt khi nghe tin bạn tự vẫn. Nung nấu ước mơ trở thành giáo viên. Bây giờ là diễn giả hơn 15 quốc gia, tiên phong phổ biến tư duy tích cực tại Việt Nam với quyển sách cùng tên. Trish Summerfield.